Welcome to this very special episode of INKISH, the second half. We are in front of the camera here, Morten and I, because we are doing a 1-year celebration. We have the birthday. We've been producing this for almost a year now, so I think we should take a look at some of the programs.
You say birthday almost a year, so this is almost a birthday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
So I was thinking one of the issues we covered is online printing. I remember you asked a German printer whether he was an online printer or he was a printer online. Mm-hmm. So let's have a look at some of the people who works with web to print.
We are a hybrid solution of classical printers and online printers. We prefer today the expression to be an e-commerce print company. This is the modern expression to this because it all started with web to print, but this is not our business because web to print means you have templates for different printing products. And the customers, usually small companies, home offices, they can go into their web browser and they can produce from web to the company the products they want. But today it is all in an online store. It's a lot more than only a web to print. E-commerce print means to have a whole model of making business with online solutions.
Many think that we only sell the products available on our website, but in reality we sell a lot of jobs that is not sold through the website. About 70% of the jobs we do is ordered online. About 30% of what we do is ordered through our customer service. It's hard. It's to build good web solutions is difficult. It costs a lot of money. We will have not a basically website to print, but from any website to a printer. So we will integrate more directly with our customers, so they don't have to generate a PDF file, go to our website and order. We will have much more where the order is done basically in the company's intranet. And designed in there. Yeah, basically we have built an API for using all our products online. So when a company says we need this product quite regularly, can we do the design on our own website and just press the green button and then push the data to us directly? And yes, they can. And then it's picked up from an FTP with an XML file and a PDF and sent directly into production.
So it's not a new thing, web to print.
No.
But how is the future? What will happen next year in this area?
More web to print, for sure. Because a lot of printers see this as a direction similar to buying an airline ticket, flight ticket. Because also the customers are requiring to be able to service themselves for a majority of the products. The more print that goes online, the bigger the niche will be for specialized product and requirements for bigger service. One of the issues that people often say about web to print is it equals to have cheap prices. But I think that what we will see is also what both Esben and Christian from Laserline and Lasertrick mentioned in the interview we do with them, that a percentage of clients ask offline for quotes and place orders. And that is for the jobs that are not so easy to present online, or if a customer needs to have technical support for creating it or something. You remember Laserline? They had like 40 graphic people working in their business.
Yes.
To do customer support.
Yeah.
So obviously there's a need for both, and I think that a lot of printers will move into web to print, and a lot of printers will have to do it, whether it's a white label solution or it's a own solution or it's something that is custom developed. Whatever way we look at it, they need to move in that direction.
So what is a white label solution?
The white label solution is very well known in many printing companies in Germany and Denmark and in the US and in Asia. Basically, it's a printer that set up a store where customers who don't print themselves can offer their product print to their customers in a own branded solution.
Yes.
So that is what a white label solution is.
Yeah. The next issue we should talk about is, I think, it's the digital area versus offset printing.
Yeah.
So
That is something that's a lot of people, both from the printers and from the industry, has mentioned in the episodes that we have been talking to people about.
yeah. Let's hear what they say about it.
Well, as we see it, basically this battle between digital and offset has been more or less unchanged in the past 8 to 10 years. Today we still have a split between digital and offset, around 250 copies.
I'm really sure that offset will not die in the next 10 years or in the next 20 years, but it will be reduced.
Xerox would love to say 1,000 copies, but the reality is that when you can operate your offset presses efficiently, then you will get the lowest cost price from around 250 copies. Basically, it's a calculation between the price of the press, the price of the operators.
But in the same way, we have to say, okay, how can we develop the digital print? And there is a lot of opportunity. You have to see it, you have to think about that, and then you have to catch it.
But basically, in digital, we can have one guy operating 6 presses. In offset, we can have one guy operating 6 offset presses. So well, with offset, you have the price of the plates, you have the price of the setup paper, and in digital, you don't have that, but you have a much higher price per page. So today, we have a split at around 250.
This split, 250, is that a solid, or will it change?
It's for sure different from printing house to printing house, depending on how fast setup time they have on an offset machine and how well they have organized the gang print and all these kind of things. But I feel certain that digital is moving ahead, and also, as Esben says from Lasertryk, what the industry is looking for is some of the next big thing is inkjet printing. And if you look at inkjet, probably both setup cost and cost per piece of paper will be much lower than we. If you look at the HPT series, printers are now even using it for newspaper printing. But I think that actually Dirk from Heinemann is putting a very interesting point into perspective, because he says that it's not only a matter of where the break point with the offset digital, it's also how you use digital. See, Heinemann was using a lot of money investing in cross-media. So, and that means personalized print. That means that combination of digital and online, digital and print, online and offline media. And I was participating at a Grafcom event in Malmö in Sweden 2 months ago, where a lot of Swedish printers gave great examples on how cross-media can actually change the value of print a lot. So maybe Esben is right about this price point, or where the split is. But when the day is over, maybe it's more about gaining even more value to the paper, so the customer will benefit even more from it.
Okay. So you were at, you say, Grafcom in Sweden?
Yeah.
Were there any women present there? Because this is our next issue. We've been around the world seeing printers. When I was a kid, a printer was a man. But it has changed. So actually, we've been to Chicago and seen Girls Who Print, which is it's an American organization for women in print, and they have a bigger role also as software developers, actually. So let's have a look at some of the women in print.
Maybe a boat. Maybe I'll take a boat home. But really, it's such an honor, and it's nice to see so many more women coming into our industry and playing leadership roles. So thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Reitoft is a cloud-based software for self-service estimating that we offer to printers all over the world. I'm the CEO 100% right now, but I like being part of the weekly meetings our programmers have and listen in and putting in the info from our customers, their day-to-day job, so we don't lose that thing into the programming.
So you asked whether there was any women at GraphCon?
Yes.
There was.
There was.
Not so many. But one of the episodes from there was actually 5 young women from a university that was talking about the diversity in all kind of businesses and how we see women and you know people from other countries and cultures, how they interact with the business locally. And I think that you also remember that from Graph Expo, the Girlie Award was I think that Deborah Korn, which is who is a very
she was hosting the event.
She was hosting the event, yeah. And she's really into of course also to the women's event, but she's very much into the printing business and is an important voice in my opinion in America and maybe even worldwide in relation to that. And she's a very active woman, and I think that I think it's good that they have the focus on women as well. I mean, as a man, sometimes you can think that why do women need to have that? But I guess it's because we're not women, and we don't see that maybe men. I mean, we're not any females in our organization, not in INKISH. I mean, we have not made a specific episode about women in print at all, but maybe they have other opinions about how to run a business.
I think you see a lot of women doing marketing. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and also from the design part, I think most of the designers probably around the world is women. So I'm not saying that they don't have a role, but maybe in precisely in our business, which you also said was a traditional male dominated business. It is maybe tough to become.
And also the first company we covered at the first cavalcade, first half of our special issue here, there was Gafs Carton, which actually is a female CEO, the sister of Lasse Swear.
And you remember that the brother sister that was operating now, they inherited from their mother.
Yeah, their mother.
Inherited from their mother. So that.
But that's like, Sweden, you know, the home of Pippi Langstrump.
So you think Pippi Langstrump is the right name in English?
I don't know what she's calling me.
Basically, right?
I'm looking here for the next issue we should talk about. It's about advices. When we go out and interview people, we ask them to give advices about the industry and what they're doing. So, Morten, have you heard any good advices?
Oh yeah, I heard a lot of good advices. I mean, basically, we try to end all our interviews by asking the people we interview, do you have any good advices for our viewers? And some of them have been technical, some of them have been general business advice. And I think that, for example, now we're talking women in business. We had an interview with Heidi Graf from RR Print, and it just popped into my mind that she recommended that to have a plan on where you want to go. It sounds like a stupid, obvious suggestion because everybody should have, but I think that a lot of people don't have a plan for where they move their business. So that might be one good advice. Yes. Another good advice I heard was from Christian Luder from...
Well, I have it here.
You have
I
it
think we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, great.
Let's see what he says.
There would be one advice, but this is very old school, of course, but maybe it's a bit forgotten now in our times. It's of course and really it sounds a bit crazy when I say so, but the customer has to be in the center of all our efforts. And in many talks I have in the industry, I usually found that the money is in the center of all thoughts and of all efforts. And of course we have to earn money, that's right, but it's not the only thing in life.
The most important thing to look at when talking about 3D is to look at the right technology for your application, because as we said, there's no such thing as a bad technology, but some are better at specific applications. So identify where your industry stands and what your clientele will be, and then look at the limitations of that technology. If you have those two factors, it would be very hard to fail.
I can't really advise people on what to do with their unique business. In general, I would say if you are a small printer, a small printing company with a small offset press, I think people should try to to grab a niche, become very good at one specific thing, and not try just to sell everything. If you're small, then become the best at one thing and then move from there on to another thing.
Well, a good advice from a big printer in Scandinavia.
Yeah, and I think that, I mean, it captures the essence of INKISH. We believe, honestly, we believe that if business owners and industry can share ideas with each other, we can only get wiser and get better business and get more satisfied customers. So this is what INKISH is about. We want to share information and give advices for both technology and for business, basically.
I think there's been a revolution, because some years ago the printing business seemed to be kind of closed. They should know my secrets of the trade. But we haven't encountered people who don't want to share. No. They all want to share information. Thank you. Yeah. We're happy about that.
But you know, Nils, I actually think that one of the reasons why people are less worried about sharing information today is, I think that, of course, customers and customer privacy is extremely important, which also we have experienced by some of the printers, that we can't film when it customer products without getting approval from clients, of course. But I also think that maybe in the old times, the technology a printing house had was the key competitive thing. Yeah. Today, I think it's more general things, because to own a printing machine itself is maybe not so competitive advantage anymore. Maybe some customers even think it's an advantage not to have a printing machine and just being a print broker. We have also been talking to some of them.
Yes. Well, we've been some fairs. It's very interesting. I think it's very interesting to go to the fairs. That's where you meet all the important people, the important products, and you can see some trends. So we were in Chicago at a Graph Expo, and we were in a Golf Printing Pack in Dubai. So what did impress you mostly at the fairs we've been to?
Oh, that's a tough question, because I mean, actually when we went live with INKISH, that was actually during the print pack in Dubai. You remember that? Mm-hmm. And I think Nils maybe also recall that the first day I was there together with Nils, we saw that okay, it's not a big exhibition, it's not really an international show, and it's not that interesting. But we got some very good interviews. We got a view on the new Xerox 1000 DocuColor machine with the silver and the gold ink. I mean, that from a technological perspective, it was great to see that equipment as well. But we met also some people from D2M, which is the 3D printing company, which gave us the opportunity to go and see. For me, was the first 3D printing house ever.
Well, yeah, but I was wondering, I would like to ask you, when we are going to have a 2 years anniversary, what do you think will happen? What will be the trend for the next year?
Definitely one of the things that a lot of people in the industry are talking about is HUV, LED UV, and we have been talking to people from the industry that say that the upcoming Drupa in Germany will be in the name of HUV, LED UV. That is, of course, very interesting. We also see that finishing in small print runs is something that is trending. We see that in inkjet, we see waterfall technology like memjet is not just memjet anymore. It's HP, it's Xerox, it's a lot of the huge printing companies using waterfall technology for inkjet. I think a lot of people also at the upcoming Drupa is looking very much forward to see the nano ink machines from. We will also at the upcoming Drupa see this Benny Lander technology nano ink, which I think a lot of people have been waiting for. And in general, digital, of course, is growing a lot, and I think that I think there will be a lot of trends in that direction that will be interesting to follow in the year to come.
Well, don't forget to watch in the future as well.
Oh yeah, and now you're saying in the future, I want to congratulate. Now as we speak, we have had 30,000 views on INKISH today.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The future will happen anyway. Whatever we do, it will happen. But I think actually, INKISH is the company behind me. We have a third person, Magnus. I think we should bring Magnus in, because he has some clips that he wants to see. Magnus?
Sure.
Hi, Magnus. Hi.
Hello, Nils.
So you've been around the world a bit with INKISH as well. We were in Riga, but
That's about it, I guess.
yeah. But I was thinking, is there some special episode or some clip you'd like to show our viewers?
I would like to see the one from Printpack in Dubai. 2 reasons. It was the first international clip we brought. It was a clip we did while we were still programming the website. And the website went live just when we were there.
I think it was in maybe May.
While we were in Dubai.
Yes.
The trade show where I was supposed to go, but you had the ticket for me. So that means that we got good footage.
It's expensive country to go to, I can tell you.
So I should be happy staying home?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy.
That's nice. But you were talking about the 3D.
3D printing
stuff.
was one of the big things that was displayed in Dubai. And we even went to this company who specialized in 3D printing.
Yes.
And it's you can always argue if it's a printing technology or if it's actually more engineering or molding, but it's called 3D printing for some reason.
Do you think that the printers we have these days will get into 3D printing, or will you see new companies starting up in this business and it will be like 2 separate ways?
That's a tough one, right? The usage of 3D is so vast; it can be used for so many different things, especially in engineering, prototyping, product development. And I don't see a printing house bringing any value to that chain of business. But still, it's called 3D printing, so who knows? And I think we saw something of the Euclid. It's a kind of 3D technology that you use when they put the crease lines on this.
Yeah, actually, we showed this, which is made at Hikon Euclid.
But this is a laser die cut, but there are some crease lines going into it as well, and that is actually made while they're setting up the machine. So it's a kind of 3D print that they do on it's a foil or a metal sheet that is getting 3D printed. Yes. And you never know, there's a lot of talk about 3D printing going into medical surgeries, print biological or space industry as well, printing spare parts while you...
And of course military. The Dubai company was, they had a lot of customers, military, so it was secret. We couldn't hear about it.
So the only thing was the small repro car?
Well, they had a lot of production. I think they'll get bigger. It's expanding area, as we know.
It should be. I mean, if you go to product development and you have prototyping of various things, and making a prototype without 3D printing is quite expensive and takes a long time.
Yeah.
And you better be right the first time.
Yeah.
Otherwise
Okay.
it's totally...
Well, let's see some clips from Dubai.
Sure, let's do that.
With 3D printing, you can just go directly from your 3D design to production. More and more people are starting to understand its capabilities, forgetting the old days of just producing a prototype, and now going directly into production. Now you just start producing from day one. So the market is called DDM, Direct Digital Manufacturing. It's a growing market. More and more people are starting to understand its capabilities, forgetting the old days of just producing a prototype, and now going directly into production with these systems. The printers we work with, a lot of R&D goes into the materials. So the developing specific materials for specific tasks. So we have examples of materials which are biocompatible. We have examples of materials which are aerospace certified, so they can go directly on aircraft. And yeah, every couple of years you get 2 or 3 new materials aimed at specific applications.
Well, that was the end of this episode of INKISH, special episode where we were in front of the camera. But it's a 1 year anniversary, and stay tuned for some upcoming, and maybe we'll see you in a 2 years anniversary. But when it's an anniversary and a birthday, you have to have gifts. Morten, could you come in here? Because actually I brought you some gifts. And life is... and our episodes, I think I like. Life is bitter, and life is sweet. So this is for you guys. Thank you for doing the programs with INKISH.
Thank you.
And happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to you. Well, thank you very much.
See you guys.
So now it'd be hard to break the contract with you.
We don't.
Well, actually, presents
I think yes. I think yes. Not so hard business. Not so hard. If you have good colleagues and partners and friends, not so hard. I think yes.